Hello enthusiasts, welcome to this new video from the blog www.moonwatch.fr. Today I offer you a review of a watch that made quite a buzz 1 or 2 years ago. With an original design, a very good finish quality compared to the selling price. It is the Maurice Lacroix Aikon Chronograph. The Maurice Lacroix Aikon Chronograph automatic watch is the descendant of the Maurice Lacroix Calypso, a reference model of the Swiss brand. This Maurice Lacroix Aikon takes up the codes that made the ML Calypso successful in the 80s, namely an integrated case and a rider bezel. The Swiss manufacturer, Maurice Lacroix, is not a watch brand that is often mentioned, yet it offers quality and original models. This brand holds a special place in the hearts of watch enthusiasts because it is one of those brands that offer incredible horological jewels for less than 4,000 euros. Far from the media spotlight, its presence on social networks is discreet, and the Swiss brand focuses on carefully chosen announcements to stand out from the competition. Thus, in 2018 at Baselworld, Maurice Lacroix unveiled a revamped collection of its Aikon line, now offering automatic and chronograph models. Indeed, originally, the entire Aikon line was only available in quartz. Critics saw similarities with the high-end brand Piguet Royal Oak. As for me, I found a rather unique and original design, which differs from the tributes to prestigious houses. Once on the wrist, the Maurice Lacroix Aikon watches have a little, I don't know what it is, but something different that provides immense pleasure to wear. It's quite incredible. Obviously, the aesthetics of this watch, Maurice Lacroix Aikon, do not leave one indifferent. And personally, I don't see any royal hawk in this case shape. The technical specifications of this Maurice Lacroix and Aikon's chronograph. It is a watch that was produced in 2020 featuring an automatic movement ML112, probably based on a Valjoux 7750 with 25 jewels. For the movement, a frequency of 800 beats per hour with a power reserve of about 48 hours. It is a men's watch, as the dimensions are quite substantial. 15 mm thick, with a diameter of 44 mm, it features a screw-down signed crown, as well as 2 screw-down pushers for the chronograph. So, it's a watch that I bought with a steel bracelet, which I will show you shortly, and also with a very, very beautiful leather strap. On a signed deployant clasp bracelet, very well crafted. You can find the Maurice Lacroix logo on it, really nice for changing the strap. It's quite complicated because it has a special lug width, so you will necessarily have to go through Maurice Lacroix. The reference is quite complex. It's AI 603 et SS72 01312, so there you go. You will find the information on the site. Rest assured, block moonwatch.fr. The complications offered by this watch are a chronograph, date and day. Let's now talk about the case of this Maurice Lacroix chronograph. It's a steel case measuring 44 mm in diameter and 15 mm in thickness. The size of the watch will therefore suit men with a fairly strong wrist, especially since the watch is quite heavy when on its steel bracelet. Next we find a round and fixed bezel, equipped with 6 mirror-polished riders. It gives a very nice look. Very sporty, chic for the automatic watch, but be careful with scratches. I think I have a micro scratch, I don't remember where. Here it is. Be careful with scratches because the mirror polish really attracts them. Scratches like never before, you know. It's not possible. In any case, the whole thing is very pretty. The mix of brushed and mirror polish is very, very nice. Often, this Aikon is compared to a Royal Oak by Audemars Piguet. Personally, I don't see it at all. The connection between a Royal Oak, that's 12 mm thick, with an octagonal bezel, and this Maurice Lacroix Aikon chronograph that's 15 mm thick, with a round bezel. Then there's an integrated bracelet, but it's specific. So it might look similar, but from afar I'd say. So honestly, I don't really see the connection. To continue, there's a screw-down crown that's signed with the M of Maurice Lacroix. This crown allows you to set the time, date and day. Then we have hexagonal push buttons. that allow you to start, reset, and stop the chronograph. They are of very good quality, very pleasant to use, the pushers, not easy to unscrew when the watch is on the wrist. However, that's a minor detail. In any case, Maurice Lacroix has carefully integrated the buttons into the case to maintain the aesthetic line of the Aikon model. Since it's a model that is also available without the chronograph version, I find that the integration has been very well executed. You see, it's in line with the lugs, so it's quite a good thing. Finally, we find on the case back a transparent case back that simply allows you to see the Maurice Lacroix movement based on the 7750. Several inscriptions are engraved: Swiss, made, crystal, sapphire, and of course the reference numbers. This caseback, combined with the button, the pusher still ensures the watch's water resistance up to 200 meters. So we are indeed looking at a watch that can go in the water without any issues. Regarding the dial of this Maurice Lacroix Aikon Automatic, on my version it is white, silver, sunburst, with a square pattern, a small clou de Paris. The dial easily catches the light and the reflections are just incredible. Depending on the exposure to light, it shifts from a silver hue to a white color. The square pattern also adds some shadow play. I will turn on the spotlight to show you a bit more of the nuances. I don't know if it will work. You see here, we are almost at white, and as soon as I turn it off, we will shift to a silver or even a fairly dark grey. Well, it's not easy to capture on video. In any case, the dial is very, very beautiful. Next, we find a typical subdial layout of the 7750, namely a 6912 arrangement. These subdials integrate perfectly with the dial. They are blue in color, and they also tend to change depending on the lighting. Sometimes they will be a dark blue, navy blue, and other times you will perceive them as black. They blend very, very well with this tapestry dial. Next, we also find a blue railway track around the entire perimeter of the watch, and the time and date are located at 3 o'clock. As for the hands, they are simple, silver, coated with luminescent materials that allow for excellent readability in the dark. The product has a lifespan of about 3 hours, which is quite decent. For this type of watch, there is also a bit of luminescent material on the indices. Finally, a flat sapphire crystal protects the dial. This MLA Aikon automatic chronograph watch, it stands out both day and night. Due to the choice of colors and textures, the aesthetics of this watch are successful and visually it is very pleasing. To bring its watch to life Aikon automatic chronograph, Maurice Lacroix uses the ML112 caliber, which is based on the famous Valjoux 7750. It is a movement composed of 25 jewels and also operates at 28,800 beats per hour. This automatic movement features 3 subdials. At 6912 and a day complication. Maurice Lacroix has elegantly decorated its movement with vertical Geneva stripes on the bridges and oscillating weight. That's why it is visible through the transparent caseback, as Maurice Lacroix has made the effort to customize the weight and the bridges. The interest in the sapphire is justified. We are not dealing with a basic movement where there wouldn't be much to see. Then, as always with the 7750, the movement is reliable and robust. A good deviation of barely 8 seconds per day, which is quite acceptable for a watch in this price range. And the power reserve is stated to be 48 hours, which is once again quite standard for a 7750. An important point, the oscillating weight is very discreet on the wrist and you don't feel the watch when wearing it. You don't feel this weight moving when wearing the watch. It is possible to acquire this model. The automatic chronograph display on 2 types of straps, either on a calf leather strap with a croco or alligator pattern. It is a strap of excellent quality. Honestly, I don't have much to say about it. I find it really very comfortable. It is very beautiful. It is mounted on a deployant clasp, which is also of excellent quality. Very pleasant to wear. Additionally, there is a fast change system that allows you to quickly change the strap without tools. So that's rather a good thing. Also, the only drawback is the proprietary format of the strap, which will limit your selection a little bit in case of a strap change. There is a small M logo on the strap. I know it bothers some people, for example. It bothered a little bit. The two brothers from Watch Shark Geneva, who have an excellent YouTube channel. By the way, if you don't know it, check it out. Personally, I find that it adds a little something extra to the strap. It personalizes it. I really like it, especially since it is very well integrated into the leather, so it's quite a good thing. The buckle is also signed with the M of Maurice Lacroix. This watch also comes with a second strap. In fact, I bought it with a second strap. Then you can mix it with the steel bracelet that I am currently showing you. The steel bracelet is quite heavy, but it is extremely comfortable. I was the first to be surprised. Honestly, it is as comfortable as the one on my 15500. It is beautiful, the mesh is flexible, easy to adjust. Moreover, it has a deployant clasp that doesn't bother the wrist. The deployant clasp is quite well crafted. Since we find the Maurice Lacroix logo on the back, but also on the front. So there you go, it allows you to quickly change, always with this fast change system, to quickly switch straps and to have a slightly more dressed up look with the all metal bracelet, or a bit sportier with the leather strap. Well, after that, it's up to each person to choose. Regarding wearing comfort, on the wrist the watch sits very well. It is very, very pretty. The 15mm gives the impression of being a bit smaller. I would say more like 13. Very pleasant. Honestly, on the wrist it sits very, very well. Despite the rather large dimensions of this chronograph, you see on my 17.5cm wrist, it's not ridiculous, it's not too big, it's not too small, it fits just right. Regarding the O packaging, Maurice Lacroix offers this icon in a box protected by an outer cardboard box. So here, I'm showing you the outer box. In this box, we will find the user manual, stamped with the warranty card. I will now present the box to you. So the box is a super box, I couldn't say for sure. It must be plastic, which is logoed on the side and on the top. And once we open it, we find a kind of beige fabric, rather good quality, with a presentation cushion for the watch. So we have something relatively simple, but it allows Maurice Lacroix to offer a pre-qualitative watch at a public price that remains affordable compared to the watch's features. This Maurice Lacroix Aikon watch on a leather strap is priced at €26.90. The version with a steel bracelet is sold in stores for €28.90. So, as you can see, there is a huge difference between the steel bracelet and the leather bracelet. We're not like Richard Mille, where the bracelet alone in steel costs €50,000. Far from it. So that's that. Of course, it is possible to negotiate the watches Maurice Lacroix. It's not mass distribution, but brands that are quite easily found. As a result, the negotiation margins are simpler. And I think you could get it for around €2,200, which still represents a savings of about 20% off the listed price. Given the quality of the materials and the assembly, this price is not at all unreasonable. And this Maurice Lacroix Aikon positions itself as a strong competitor in the automatic chronograph segment in which you'll find Oris, Longines, tags, and even watches slightly above. I would be tempted to say that this Maurice Lacroix Aikon can compete with Breitling IWC and even Zenith. Moreover, you can also find a pre-owned ML Aikon by browsing grey market watch sales sites. The timepieces are then negotiated between $1,600 and $2,000 depending on the set and the condition of the watch. Still, be cautious, especially regarding the steel bracelet. and potential micro scratches on the bezel. On a pre-owned watch, there will inevitably be micro scratches. It's not so much the problem, you have to check that there are no scratches that cannot be repaired easily. Why? Because it's still what you notice when you look at the watch, and it would be quite unfortunate. I had already made a video for you about a Maurice Lacroix masterpiece chronograph. And this watch that I presented to you a few months ago was really very elegant, very beautiful. Now, this Maurice Lacroix Aikon is not part of the luxurious collection of the Swiss brand. It is not part of the masterpiece collection. Yet, I was immediately captivated by its original design. Once again, for me, it's a design that doesn't make me think of a royal hawk at all. Once again, we have a round bezel. I don't see where you see a hublot on this. There you go. It's a chronograph model. But the model without the chrono is also very, very beautiful. It also has the advantage of being much thinner because it must be barely 12 mm thick, and as a result it is even more elegant. A little less sporty obviously than this chrono version. Whichever model you desire from Aikon. In any case, the bezel and integrated bracelet are reminiscent of the brand's historical model, and it gives an original look to this watch, which can be both chic and sporty. The choice of colors and materials enhances this watch. And even if the mirror polish has a nasty tendency to attract micro scratches, it results in something really nice and very original. It's really on the wrist. We're not dealing with a copy or a tribute to some unknown sub. We're really dealing with something quite unique, and that's really what I liked about this Maurice Lacroix Aikon. For those looking for even more atypical versions, you should know that there is even a bronze version which is also very successful. The caliber used is precise and robust, which is essential for this Aikon chronograph watch to be a true diver that can go up to 200 meters. In addition to being beautiful, original, chic, and sporty, it is waterproof. And that is a real advantage in this niche of automatic chronographs. Why? Because if we look at Breitling, they struggle to produce chronographs that are waterproof beyond 30 meters. And this applies to other brands as well. And for me, that just blows my mind. So here we have a watch that is truly sporty. Additionally, Maurice Lacroix has capitalized on the success of quartz models to develop its automatic models. And I find this logic and reasoning in manufacturing and production very interesting. Maurice Lacroix is a serious competitor in the mid-range automatic chronograph niche. Indeed, here, if I had a budget of 2,000 to 3,000 euros, there's a good chance today that I would lean towards a Maurice Lacroix and set aside the tags, the Longines, etc., even the Breitlings. Why? Because it's a watch that is much more original and much less commonly seen. And above all, it's waterproof. The video is coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed this Maurice Lacroix Aikon. Feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts. I also noticed that there are quite a few people watching the videos who haven't subscribed yet. So give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It costs you nothing and helps us get better visibility on YouTube. Thank you. Of course, we are present as always on moonwatch.fr and on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Look for Moonwatch FR all together and you'll find us. So I'll see you soon, friends. Goodbye.